myself on my other thing. Anyway, so all the issues you've talked about, we can all relate to. We can at least understand because we are in the same situation, similar situation. Um, and so one thing about that is opening the heart of compassion. There is somebody who's not muted. Yeah. So opening that heart of compassion is one thing before I get to the guest and all that. Because it's so we're dealing with a lot of other people who are involved in our daily, let's say even coming online and doing something online. This online business, of course, it's technology we're doing, but it's been set up by other people, it's been set up by other resources, and so we can kind of connect to those other people who are everywhere, anywhere, the policemen, the first responders, the hospitals, healthcare providers, the neighbor. The neighbor also is a human being who is also very much susceptible to being anxious, being worried, having fear, having anxiety, having physical issues, having money issues, having relationship issues, having all kinds of heightened. All of our issues have been heightened. And I think you could agree with me, sort of, in some fashion. So we can give a little bit room and space for it. That, okay, perfection in my mind is only in my mind and not out there. And so expecting it is going to make me fail. Expecting it to be done right, properly, appropriately, best way, better way, and when it's not really happening, it's going to make us feel that disappointed and upset and angry. So that's just one point about it. The other point is, if you thought about, because all of you said, almost everybody said, I feel this way because I feel anxious, I feel frustrated because. If you were able to separate the because, put the because over here and just look at the feeling of it. Look at the experience of it. The irritation of it, the agitation of it, the fear, worry, anxiety, the feeling of it in a pure sense. If you were able to separate the issue and just feel that, you could see that it's arising from inside of our mind. Even though it seems to be because of some reason, but it's still the source of it is inside of our mind. That is really advantageous for us to see and understand. Because once it's inside your mind, you can do something about it. And there are many things, different things we could do about it. One is to notice that the thing that's happening, whatever is happening, it's an issue when I make it an issue. It is just what is when I don't make it an issue. Right? So, for example, the sky is blue. Okay, we don't have an issue with that, but it's possible we can make an issue out of it. For some reason, if the sky wasn't blue today or right now, I would be wanting something else and make an issue out of it. So I'm putting this out there for some of you are beginners, some of you have more practice, some of you have heard, are more advanced. I want to make sure that you allow yourself to, okay, muting again, muting everybody. So thinking about that, if I don't make an issue out of this and just see it as it is, for example, the virus is here, and it's taking whatever amount of time it's taking. Okay, I'm just going to live this life right now. This given life that is given to me, that is, especially that it is shared by everybody else, but it doesn't matter shared or not. This is the life we are living right now. If I do not have an issue with it, if I can just look at it that, oh, this is a day, this is right now night, and this is morning, and this is sun, and this is rain, and this is a cloud, and this is an emotion, and that's a chair over there, and that's a flower over there, and this is my cup of tea, all giving all of it the same value. It's not easy because some things are messy, you know? They're messy, they're personal. What do you mean? I don't have money. How am I going to pay my rent, my mortgage? What are the banks going to do? It's related to us. So it feels justified for us to suffer for it. Justified to have anxiety, depression, anger, all of these things. It is not necessary. I want to tell you this. If there is one message you take away with you today to reflect on, is that you are not obligated to also be upset. For example, what you were saying, was it Kathy or Aisha, was saying that, okay, now I'm not upset, but now I feel guilty that I'm not upset. You're not obligated to be guilty, sweetheart. You're obligated to be happy, actually. You know? You're obligated to be peaceful, actually. Because your happiness and peacefulness will impact anybody else and everybody else in a positive way. We're not obligated to get upset because our leg is broken. The pain is enough. Isn't it enough to have the pain and the difficulty to go to take care of it? Now you want to get upset about it too? So that's the part that arises in the mind that we can actually eliminate. That's the part we can reduce. And it's all, interconnected, all of these things. Our immune system is at jeopardy every time that you get upset because something is not going the way you think it should be going. What are you doing? You're calling upon the old brain, the amygdala, the fear center, release stress hormones so that, the fear center becomes active automatically. It releases stress hormones. It, in essence, is kind of like misusing or wasting all the immune, bullets, if you will, on nothing, on things that are imaginary, on things that are made up. Okay, yeah. How do you have toilet paper in your house right now? You probably do. So there is no reason to add disturbance or worry, anxiety. These are all so habitual. We have come to think that if we worry, then it means I'm responsible, I'm a good person, I'm looking out for myself, I'm solving issues. However, issues that need to be resolved, they can be resolved without an added issue. The added issue is making a problem out of something that is you're just going to go about resolving it. Does that make sense? Can I get some nodding heads or something? Yeah. So that part we could do. See, our happiness, our peacefulness is constantly dependent on things going our way. And that we could do something about that. No matter what, regardless of what's happening, I can maintain my own sanity. Why? Because it's to my best interest. It is to your best interest to remain peaceful and not make an issue out of things that are not going your way. It is not easy, so we practice. I gave you that indication of bottom of your feet. During the meditation, I'm looking at the time. During meditation, I gave you, feel the bottom of your feet. Feel your toes. Your toes do not think, and no other part of your body. There is no thinking over there. So if you want to shift away from that line of thinking that's getting you hooking you, because it's about your life, some matter about your life, somebody is not behaving properly, some money is not coming in, or some people are dying, or all of this, we can have compassion without suffering for compassion. So shifting your attention to something that's neutral. Sense of touch, using your senses, sense of sight, sense of touch, sense of smell, sense of sound, right? You shift your attention away to sense of touch. So for today, your assignment today is sense of touch. Every time you have a guest, one of these guests coming in, remember, they are guests. Unless you hold on and say, please don't go away. You have to stay. You have to sleep over. Sleep over, please. And then make them comfortable and give them food, give them room, and you keep them in your being as a guest house, the house that you are. You keep these guests in order to let them go, because they originate in your mind. The mind is a sense. You get out of that sense, you shift your attention to the bottom of your feet, touching the floor. You could get up and start walking. Tomorrow we'll do walking meditation. So when you come in, I will teach you, we'll do like maybe 5 minutes or so to settle down. Then I want you to be in a space where you can do 10-15 paces walking back and forth, and also can hear me guide you. So today I want you to try shift out of the thinking sense into the sense of touch. Bottom of your feet, farthest away from your head, where you can feel the touch. Okay? You can go for a short walk and feel the bottom of your feet touching the ground, one step at a time. Just one step at a time. One little step at a time. So this whole year that they say it's going to take a year, listen, the whole year, I don't know, how long has it been? 2 weeks? 3 weeks? How long has it been that we are doing this? It's done. 2 weeks is gone. Finished. And one breath at a time, it's finished. Oh, it just passed. You have one breath. That's all you have. You do not have any more. It just passed. Another breath. It just passed. So if you can save one breath without the guest, you have lived a life that is worthy of living. That is a noble life. That is a peaceful, kind, happy life. Okay? So today your assignment until tomorrow is to, whether you have a guest or not, just the practice, shift your awareness to the bottom of your feet. You could even be sitting on your couch and feel your feet inside your shoes, or your feet rubbing against your socks, or something. Sense of touch. And there is, of course, you have touch with your hands, you have touch with your body, the rest of your mouth, everything you have. But I want you to go further away, furthest you can, away from the head, to the bottom of the feet. And see how many of these guests, it's like you open the door of the mind, you open and you exit the room of the mind into the room of the feet, of the sense of touch. And you can then come back and see if that guest is still there, you go back. You leave. Finally, they'll get the message that, oh, okay, nobody's feeding me here. Nobody's being hospitable to me here. I guess they don't want me here. Okay? It's kind of like a metaphor. practice and see how, because I want you to every day, little by little by little by little, little education, a little practice, a little education, a little practice. Now you became aware, one day you became aware of all these things that, oh my God, look at that. How many things that come and bother me, these are my guests. And now I want you to understand that, yes, you don't have to put up with them. And the best way sometimes is not to fight them. Sometimes you leave, you walk away, physically and mentally, right? Does that make sense to all of you? I'm going to unmute you, or you, whoever wants to say something or ask a question. We have 2 minutes actually. Unmute yourself and ask a question. Sharon, did you have something?
Well, I was thinking in terms of what helps me stay in the moment when I get carried away with all the fears surrounding all of this virus stuff, is that I think about what I can and cannot control. I cannot control this at all, except for my own little being. So I am able to, with a lot of practice and your help, I've been able to let go much more in terms of what I can and cannot control. It makes no, and it feels so freeing. I was going to say it makes no sense because I love to be in control, but I'm not. That's all there is to it. Larry will say that too. But it's a practice, like everything is, I think. So that really helps me. And the grounding, I really like that, your metaphor about the guest and also the grounding. That is very important if we can get in touch with what our body is experiencing, because we want to protect ourselves and we want to nurture our immune system. That makes perfect sense.
Right. So thank you for saying that. So I try to move away from jargon like mindfulness, be present, grounding. These are jargon to me. I try to talk about what does it look like, what do you do exactly, how do you do it, what do you do, how does it happen, so I hope it's helpful to you. But please, yes, being present, being mindful, being grounded, all of these are what I'm talking about. And if you want to replace those words with those things, absolutely do that and bring your own practice. I haven't really spent time to check in and see who has how much meditation practice. I'm going with it as if you don't. As if you have no idea, about mindfulness. Is your first time. I think it might be useful to do it in that way. In that way, you can incorporate what I'm saying. If you have a practice already, also you can bring that and make it more application, more practical, more, for me, that's the most important thing. Or how do I do this? What does it mean? How do I do it? That would be me. So that's how I like to teach others too. And I see time is 3:01. If you have to leave, please do so. If you don't, I will give you another 5 minutes of parting meditation, if you like. Okay? So please, just end the session if you have to go. And thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Do your practice. I'll also send the email about the homework practice. Let's sit upright. Take a deep breath. Yeah. So bringing awareness to yourself, your own person. This is a tough time. And I want you to know that it's important to acknowledge that you are doing well. You're actually doing really well. Given the circumstance, given the added difficulties, redoing our life, redoing everything about your life, just bring to your awareness that you are doing really well. You have been accommodating the circumstance. And so with that in mind, taking a deep breath, exhale with a sense of gratitude, and a sense of compassion about all others that we are either involved with or not involved with, are experiencing very similar worries, anxieties. So let's just end the meditation by a few words of loving kindness. Let's start by sending some thoughts of goodness for yourself. As you take a deep breath, exhaling, quietly repeat in your mind, may I be peaceful. May I be happy. May I be free. May I be free from worry, anxiety, fear, or stress. May I be at ease. May I be healthy and strong. May everyone be healthy and strong. Take a deep breath, let it out. And so you have experienced it once again. Bring your awareness to the bottom of your feet and your entire feet, both of them. Just feel your feet. These are the foundations of your body. These feet take you places. And from today to tomorrow, I want you to pay closer attention to them. Feel them. Especially when you have unwanted guests. Use your feet and walk away. Out of the mental room, the room of the head sense, and all the things that the head has to say to scare your heart. If a thought comes that says, I'm so frustrated about the neighbor, look away from that thought. Take a breath, feel your feet, and start walking. Go to another room, go outside. And if you can, send that person some loving kindness. For if that person was happy, peaceful, healthy, without worries and anxieties, it's possible you would get a better side of them. So you can try and see. The person who benefits directly is you. You're the one who will feel more at ease. Let's take one deep breath. I will ring the bell and end the meditation.